Okay, everyone, we are back. And for those of you that just saw the last video, this is the service contract video. If you did not see my latest SMB update video on this SMB job, go back and view that video before you view this one, so you'll understand where this one is coming from. In this video, we're going to discuss IT service contracts. Now, we're going to start off with a little disclaimer here. I am not an attorney. If you do have any questions regarding a service contract that you're in with your IT company and you don't understand things that are in your contract, please seek the advice of your attorney before you proceed any further. That having been said, the IT industry is extremely contract-based. Pretty much every time you do something, you're signing a contract with an IT company. And there's a myriad of reasons IT companies use service contracts, from reasons of accounting to reasons of keeping competitors away to reasons of making sure an IT company has a job for a certain number of years. And yes, I said years. Most of these service contracts can stretch on for years. One thing, however, is for certain. These service contracts are not for the benefit of the customer at all. They are strictly there for the benefit of the IT company in question. As I said in the last video, this particular SMB was still under a service contract with their previous IT company, and I was not aware of it, which means that a whole bunch of things have to happen before I really can continue with this particular SMB job. I won't really have any updates on this until sometime on Monday. And as soon as I do have updates, I will produce a video explaining everything that happens. I am also putting this SMB series together in one large video so that when this is all done and over with, I can produce a large video that SMBs can use to educate themselves on things to avoid and questions to ask. Now, service contracts stretch on for, in most cases, a period of years. And while you're under the service contract, you cannot bring in anyone else to do work that's covered in the scope of work that's in the service contract until either one of two things happen. One, the service contract expires. Two, you have gotten out of the service contract because the previous IT company messed up in some way, shape, or form. These are the two ways out of most service contracts. Now, again, I'm not an attorney. If you have any questions about your service contract, please seek the advice of an attorney. Which brings me to my next point. Most of your SMBs, in fact, most businesses in general, when they sign the service contract, they don't usually even read the service contract. Sometimes they don't even have a copy of the service contract. If this applies to you, I'm going to suggest that you do one thing immediately, and that's stop what you're doing, call your current IT provider, request a copy of the service contract, and then when you receive the service contract, you want to read the contract end to end, including and especially any small fine print that is in it. You need to understand what is in your service contract backwards and forwards. Many IT companies will use these contracts to hide small little details in the fine print that can bite you later. I will talk about an example of this that I've heard of. Another buddy of mine who now lives in Boston was telling me a story one day of a town in Connecticut that he had knowledge of. I don't know what town this is. What happened was that they had just signed a service contract with an IT provider to do business for the town. And the rate that they were being charged was $25 per hour. And they got several bills at this rate. I think it was probably 6 months worth of bills or a year's worth of bills, but it was definitely a few months. Then all of a sudden one day they get the next invoice and they're being billed at a rate that is well over $100 per hour. Whoa. What the heck happened here? The town representative calls up the IT firm and asks them what the heck's going on, and the IT firm goes, "Did you guys look at your contract?" They go, "No." And the IT firm then explains that if they go look at their contract, there is a clause in fine print. And when I say fine print, this was literally in 8-point font. There's a clause in the fine print that states that the $25 an hour rate is an introductory rate. After a certain period of time, which has now expired, the rate will increase to the standard final rate that the town is going to pay. And at the end of this conversation, they basically said, and by the way, keep in mind that we have access to your systems and all of your passwords, and we can change them at will. Yeah, this was a veiled threat. I don't know what happened to this town, but depending on the way this particular service contract was written, they might have been stuck. The moral of the story here is, if you don't know what's in your service contract, or you don't even know if you're under a service contract, which is actually what happened with Business X, I'm going to strongly suggest that you find out today, because knowing this information can protect you from some serious headaches down the road. Also, there's a couple other points here. If you're not satisfied with the current IT guy, I would strongly suggest that, again, if you have not gone over your contract, that you do go over your contract and you look for exit clauses that will let you get out of the contract. See what the exit clauses are, and then begin to plot what your method of escape is going to be if you're not happy. And I'm going to go into this in detail toward the end of this SMB series, which I'm not sure when that's going to be yet. But when it comes, we'll all see it in video. Again, as always, rate, comment, like, subscribe, and I will see everyone next time. See everyone next week. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.